Hello, everyone. This is Eddie, and I wanted to share some thoughts on the spirit voices and the videos that we've been putting up. I've got my trusty notes because I don't have the most fluid conversation skills, so I usually write what I want to say, but since I'm recording it, I want to refer to my notes. The first thing is, if I may, is sometimes I get feedback from people. I've heard people say, well, there's no such thing as ghosts or spirits, that these are all demons or devils or something like that are speaking. And personally, I'm sorry, I just don't believe that. If you can prove that to me in some form, but just to say it's written somewhere, that's not enough. The people who have been doing this for a long time, longer than me, and who do it better than me, I think have gotten enough interesting recordings that imply more that these are ghosts and spirits, the male and female voices, the different accents that you hear, the things that refer to things that are personal to the people who are recording the messages, imply much more that these are ghosts and spirits than the other way around. So again, if you can supply, proof that these are just demons talking in different languages and with different accents, I'd like to see it. But to just say that it's written somewhere, I'm sorry, that's not enough, really. Second thing is, I know that some people maybe are a little bit skeptical about the people who are doing this. And what I want to say about that is that, maybe on the TV shows I can understand that sometimes they probably fake stuff because the goal of the TV show is very different. They're trying to sell commercial time. So they tend to hype it up a lot and really emphasize things like death and murder and suicide and all of that stuff. But it's funny, the people who are doing this, that would be no fun for us. It'd be like if you were studying gourmet cooking and you faked, and by the way, you may hear that's the washing machine in the background. If you were studying gourmet cooking and you were going to cook a meal and you used something canned or pre-made, that would be no fun to the person studying gourmet cooking because there'd be no sense of pride. And for those of us who are doing this, and I think who take it seriously, there's a real sense of pride and accomplishment when you hear a voice on something that you're recording or something that you're videotaping, and that the voice says something pertinent to what you're asking. There's a sense of pride and accomplishment that that wasn't so easy to get. So I really think that the majority of people who are doing this, and that you see their posts on YouTube and that sort of thing, are really more sincere and approaching it from more of a sincere angle. The third thing is, what I don't like in terms of direction that some of this is going to, it's gotten way too technical. And I don't like the terms that people use. They caught an EVP, or they captured a spirit, or something like that. It sounds like you're hunting something. And from what I can gather from the results that I hear from the spirits, they don't like it much either. And they get very upset about it, and maybe even become a little violent. Especially I watch some of these shows that these people who look like they just came from eating sugar frosted flakes or corn flakes at Denny's, go to these places that are supposedly haunted, and say, well, you're always just curious. We want to see if we can capture some EVPs or that sort of thing. So they come in with all of their fancy equipment, and then something happens. They get scratched or slapped in the face, or something pushes on their chest, and then they run out screaming and say, that was the most terrifying experience of my life. Well, what did you think was going to happen when you come in with this sort of I'm hunting something attitude? And then on top of that, they use what's known as provocation, meaning that they'll call the spirit's name, like, you're a coward, you can't do anything to me, that sort of thing. The people who really changed my view on all of this, I really have to give credit to a man named Stephen Huff. And I started watching his videos much more subdued. He's very technical, but at the same time, he keeps it very, very human in terms of what he's trying to do. And the other person is Tim Woolworth, who gave me the idea that maybe spirits are here because they can't find the light. So he gives an alternative way of suggesting that maybe that they seek out your spirit guides, and your spirit guides can take them into the light. Again, these two individuals really humanize this whole thing much more than ghost adventures or paranormal state, or my what's it called, My Ghost on Camera, or something like that, which emphasize the hype and that all these spirits are just demons waiting to attack you or something like that. So what we hope to do, at least here on what I'm doing, is to explore this a little bit further, to go beyond just that you've been able to hear something on your recorder. What does it mean? What does it mean that spirits are here, or that they're at a cemetery and they're calling out for help? What does that imply? What does that suggest? And hopefully, as I continue to do these kind of videos, we'll have some answers, or some glimpse of some answers. So I want to keep this brief. So I'm going to say goodbye now, and thank you for listening.